where we have created 3 objects, and if you observe in the line items, click new. Its product name I am giving like Sony 25k 25 discount 10%. Now I am giving the product name Sony I given and click save. Once I give product name Sony, I am typing this value. I'm typing this value means I should not type this value. This values I need to get directly from merchandise table. I need to get the product names from merchandise table. So for that we have the relations. There is a field called lookup relationship. A field is called lookup, where I need to create a field here such that we have some lookup icon which I can collect the value from merchandise. So I am creating a relation from line items to merchandise. So line item to merchandise means whatever merchandise values are there, that all values will pop up here into the line items table. Okay. So how to create that relationship field? That go to, I am creating a new field, view fields, new custom fields. Go to the field type, lookup relationship. It creates a relationship that links this object to another object. So I am in line item object. I am connecting to merchandise object, which allows users to click a lookup icon. Lookup icon to select a value from pop-up list. So we'll have some small pop-up list of values. Select this lookup list, lookup relation. Next. So I'm in line item object. Being in line item object relates to which object? Merchandise object. Next to merchandise. Next. And this the field. I'm creating a field here in the line items. I'm creating a field here, merchandise. So now merchandise tab. Press next. So all these profiles, all the users can access this. This profiles means a security. So press next. An item layout. Now save. So here a field is created, merchandise lookup relationship field. A field has been created. Now once you go for line items tab and click new field, merchandise tab is created. So which links to merchandise, list of merchandise. What are the product names that I can select it. Earlier I used to select the value. I am selecting this value. I am selecting the no. But I don't need to type this, since this field is which type? It is a lookup type field. Right? So how we have done this? Product name, which is in a text type field. Now I don't require this text type field. I can delete this one. Was it? So for that we can go to the view fields. You can delete that field since we are using merchandise. The product name is there. I can delete. I don't require this field. Delete this field. So how we are done? So I'll delete once again. Go to, so deleting the merchandise lookup type. Go to line items, refresh. I want to create a new field here, this field. So for that, go to view fields, new, I'm creating same once again. So creates lookup relation, go to custom fields, create new field. No, we cannot. So this is a lookup relation. It links this object to another object. So we are linking from one object to another object, not for a field. We are not linking with a field. We're linking with an object, with a table. In that table, what is the standard column? That's a standard column in merchant is name column. The name column is there. That column it links. So always it links with an table only. Links this object, allows users to click a lookup icon related to sentence. Press next. Field and then press next. And save. So we are maintaining that relation. No, we cannot make it. Default we have one column only. The name column is only the standard column. You cannot make other columns. Now go to line items. Okay, merchant is there. That I can make pull up. So I can go to edit layout. Can make merchant as starting. Now this is merchant test table. Price. Go to line items. Is it? Now I displayed the line items, price, quantity, all that there. Now here, one more. What is the problem here? We are displaying the invoices, a list of invoices. Ramu, Suresh, Rajesh. But each Rajesh, if go for 100 customer invoice number. What he purchased line items are not displaying. What line items he purchased, that information is not there here. I don't have a list of items what this Rajesh has purchased. That means line item has no relation with invoices. Line item has no relation with invoices. What relation is not having? Go for line items table. Line items table. If I click line items tab, I am displaying only the list of line items, just displaying the line items. But each line item, who purchased it, that information is not there. Each line item, who purchased it, that means which customer has purchased this information is not existing. If I take as a text field, what happens? It looks like a text field, but it does not correspond to this table. If I take a text field, what happens? Click new. If a normal field, if I take a text field, I will enter the value, it will be available in line items table only. But it is not links to invoice table. Now my line item table must links to invoice table. So that whenever I select invoice table, the invoice 100 is there. The list of items will be displayed. Getting the point? For that reason, this is called every line item must belongs to where? Some invoice table. For that reason, we require MD relationship. What does this MD relation means? You identify which is master and detail. So first step we have to do is master and detail. Now who is the master? Invoice is the master. That is a parent. It's called, you can call it a parent-child relation. When I select an invoice, what are its child records that I need to identify? Okay, that's identifying means invoice is a master and line item is a detail. While designing the project, at that time only we need to define which is the master and detail. Identified here, master is invoice and detail is line items. Second step, I need to create a field. Where I need to create this field? We need to create this field going to line items and you click new. Here I need to create a field such that this field links to our invoice table, so that every record, every line item record will have a relation with invoice. See, currently we don't have any relation. We don't have any relation. Each record don't have a relation with invoice table. That relation we need to create. So that's we need to create. That's create MD field. Where I need to create this field has to create in where? In line item object. That is detail object. A detail object requires this field compulsory, and it is a compulsory field in the detail. The line items, it is a compulsory value we need to enter here, which links to invoice. And what is the advantage of this? Maintaining the MD relationship. What is an advantage means? When I go to the invoices and when I select particular record, all its child records are displaying. The child records, we can perform some roll-up summary fields. What are the child records are there? On the child records we can perform roll-up summary fields. Roll-up summary field means what is the sum of amount, what is the sum of discount, whatever line items we are displaying, what is the total amount. For example, a customer 1 has purchased 3 line items. What is the total amount? That operations can be performed here. I'll show that. So once you create MD, then you have the roll-up summary fields. Okay, that's an advantage of creating. Can create roll-up summary fields. Right. So here first step, we need to create MD field. So to create MD field, we need to identify which is the master and which is the detail. So master invoice, detail is line items. Then create MD field. Where and create MD field? Line items. Next, once you create a relation with line items to invoice, you can create roll-up summary fields. Okay. One more here. Once I go to line items, I want to create a field, MD field. So whenever you want to create MD field, the line items object, the detail object should not contain the records. The line item object should not contain all these records. They should not contain these records. The reason is, for example, these 10 records are there in line item object. Once I create 11th record, 11th record will have the parent information. 11th record will have a relation with another object, but these 10 records don't have any relation. Cannot have the relation. This 10 records don't have this. And what 11th record will have relation? They will maintain the MD. So for this, before giving the records, we need to maintain if there is an MD relation or not. Otherwise, we need to delete these records. We need to delete all these records we need to delete all the records, then create MD relationship. To create MD between line item to invoice, the line item should not have the records. Why means the old records don't have any relation, but the new line item records will have the relation. Thus new items has a relation for that reason. And the other way without deleting the records is, export these all records, whatever records are there, you export to some Excel sheet, modify the structure, then import the records. The two options without deleting the records in the child. In this child I don't want to delete the records, means export these records to in some Excel sheet, change the structure, database structure by creating a new field, then import the records. That is the first one option. The second option is, if there is a lookup relation between line items to invoice, if there is a lookup, last time we created line items to merchandise. Similarly, if it is a lookup between line items to invoice, that you can convert lookup to master. Okay, now we'll do, then we'll have an idea. So what's the first step? Identify which is master and detail. So we identify invoice is a master, line item is a detail. Next, create MD field in line items. So go to line items, create MD field. So I need to create a field. Go to view fields. Go to line items. So we are in line items, new field. Select MD field. Next. So now I'm creating line item that relate to what we created. Select MD. See here, while creating MD, it creates a special type of parent-child relationship between this object. Between this object means the child, and another object is parent or master. This is the parent and child. Field is required on detailed records. Now this is a field, and the child will have detailed records. The ownership and sharing of detailed record are determined by the master. So master is the owner. When a user deletes the master, and you can create roll-up summary fields. So if you are having the line item records, I need to delete that one. Reason is the existing records, the old records don't have any parent relationship. So once we create it, we'll get some message, you'll get it. See, line item maintaining relation with invoice. Next. Next. I'm adding this line items information in the invoice layout. See here, when I click on invoice, on particular invoice record, select particular invoice, I need to display the child records. Display the child, that is the information. All line items information should display in the invoice layout. Click save. So you cannot create MD relationship on existing custom object. Cannot create that if records are existing. Or you must create a lookup relationship, populate the lookup field with the data in all the records, and then change the relation type to master detail. That's one type. Can transfer all the records or convert. We'll change that. Since already we have line items to merchandise is there, no, that we can convert. So now what's the problem? Line item has records, so we need to delete them. Go to line item, this records. How to delete all these records? So we have the data loaded software is there where you can delete the records, but we are not installing anything. Directly will delete individually. When you click go, click all records, number of records, this records are that, select it, delete. So as we are changing the database structure, as we are changing the line item table structure while creating MD field, you should not maintain the records there. So while designing the table, you need to think what are the MD relationships are there. If unfortunately we don't know the MD relationship after designing, after giving some 1000 records, for 1000 records are given when the option is you export the records to some location, then change that. Now as how you are doing now, change the database structure, line item structure will delete, then import the records. Okay, now line item has no records, so we don't have any records. Now go to same view fields. So now when you go for invoice, see, I am not getting any child records here. Go to line item custom, new, create MD field, press next. So line item relates to invoice, relates to invoice, next. That's here what field you want to display, that's invoice. I can give any name, I can give customer number something, I can give any field. So that means in the line items table it displays here invoice, it displays as invoice, or you can display if you want customer number, I can give customer number. Since you are customer invoice, that's customer invoice. So in the line item, so here it displays a customer INV, displays customer INV. Then press next, then press next. So this customer invoice field is displayed as a master detail fields. And then this line item records all should display where customer records has to display. And then click save. So now we displayed the fields. Which field? Customer INV MD relationship. Now go for line items also. Click new, customer INV. Now which links to, see, it is in a mandatory. Default MD relationship field is in a mandatory. Since we need to give this information about invoice number, it links to invoice table. Select this. In displaying the invoice number, select the invoice number. So I'll change the layout, edit layout. Go to customer invoice, Save it. Now give the invoice number. Red invoice. The merchant is, which is an, now a line item has a relation with merchant as lookup relation. It's a lookup. Product price. Quantity to 10%. Okay. Now once you go for, if I go for invoice 100, now I can see the child records. So now we have the child records. I can give child records by going to the invoice, go to invoice. Which field we need to refer means in the master, in master which field it is, standard field, name field. It goes to the name field only. Default it goes to name field. We are maintaining a relation between object to object such that it maintain relation between master, that's standard fields only. So it maintains standard fields. For that only we are displaying in line item. When you select line items, it links to invoice. In the invoice table, the standard field is invoice number. To that field only it goes. It displays invoice number. Invoice 1. Yeah, auto number we are given, invoice number we are given, auto number. If you want, you can give text type or it can give auto number. So in the invoices, I will go for 102. That's an unwanted customer. It's child records. So I can give one more line item from going to the invoice table, or I can go to line items. If a customer want to purchase any products means, if he is already existing customer, if invoice means already existing customers, you can select which customer you want. Select new customer. If it is a new customer, existing customer select. Select existing customer. Give line item. Merchandise. Price. 25. Okay. We can have the discount as a percentage. So you need to convert. You need to take one more field. Take a formula field like this. 25. Okay. 22. Discount 10. I'm giving. So when I give 10, it has a 10% like this. This is a field. When you display in the line items, the 10 you are displaying the discount. If you want, you can take one more column. I want to display as a value. I want to display as a value means that value, which type of field you can select, formula field. This is discount value. This is discount amount you can take. The discount amount is like 10 into that amount, that value can display it. I'm entering the 10, but here I want to display the value means you can create this field. Now here in the invoice table, when you select 100 customer, 2 line items are created. Got it? That is the first step. What we have done, we maintain MD relationship. And second step, we created MD. Once you create MD field between these two tables, between line items to invoice, I created MD field. And what is the advantage of this line items to invoices? Can create roll-up summary fields. Can create roll-up summary fields means, now I want to create a field here in the invoice, in the master. I want to create a field here. What is the total amount? What is total discount? What is total net amount? Yeah, I want to display. how many items has been created, how many items has created in the invoice table. That type of fields, that means a fields which operates on the child records. These are all the child, the detail records. On the detail records I want to operate. That fields are called roll-up summary fields. That roll-up summary fields can be created where? In the master, or you can in the parent I can create roll-up summary fields. So how I can create? Go to invoice, view fields, here custom fields and relationships, new custom fields, roll-up summary fields works. Why it works on roll-up number wise means the functions here say roll-up summary fields. It's a read-only field that displays some minimum maximum value of a field in a related list or a record count of record. So I can do only some minimum maximum. These operations only can be done on the fields. Select roll-up summary field. Next, I'm creating a field, total items. Total items. How many items has been created? That means in the invoice table, here total items. I want to create a field here, total items. What are its child records? Now summarize this object with line items. So here line invoice is working as a master. And what are its child records? Line items. So we need to think how many relations are there. Invoice has currently only line items table. So invoice is a parent and its child records line items. So it connects to invoice, parent and the line items. Select count. The count means how many records are there, how many child records are there. Press next. Next. So I'm creating a total items roll-up summary field. Total items. Save. So go to invoice. Refresh. A field is created. Say total items. Total items. How many? 2 line items are there. Similarly, I want to create one more field like total amount. What is the total amount? How we are done? Where to create that roll-up summary fields? We must be in the master. Being in the master, I can create that field. Go to view fields, new custom field. Which type of field? A roll-up summary field. Create roll-up summary. Now create the field name like total amount. So while giving the field, you don't give the space. Again it comes underscore here. And next. Now here in the invoice should links to which table? The line items. So invoice is a parent and the child is line items. Now on the line items, on which column what we need to perform? Sum. We need to perform sum. So click sum. Then field to aggregate. What I need to do? On which field we need to perform? Amount or net amount, like that says. Now amount field. So on the line items table, amount field. On the amount field what we need to? Sum. Next. Okay, like this. Similarly, I want to create one more, save and new. Roll up summary. Total net amount. net amount, sum, total net amount, next, and then save. So now if you observe in the invoice table, refresh, now see total items 2, total amount, total net amount. Then I want to create a separate section here. I want to create a section. You can maintain a section. Go to edit layout. I want to change the layout. Go to edit layout. I can create section. So maintain, drag and drop the section. Now section. Okay. Total items, total amount, I don't want remaining fields. Now I can remove these fields. Click save. We'll have total items, total amount, total net amount. Now this here the starring, it's an edit layout. That fields cannot be removed. See, I cannot remove that fields. Standard, these are a standard field. We cannot delete. Even though standard there, some star a mandatory fields designation. But custom, this customer name, where you made that in a mandatory and where while creating the layout. Total items. Now I want to create total discount. How will get the discount? What is the discount amount we received? Total amount, total net amount, discount. How we can get? If I make total of this discount, I'll get 20. I should not make summary on total discount. No, 10 and 10 means total discount is 20. I cannot get it. It's not way. Total discount is 20, like that you'll get. So what I need to do? Total discount means formula. We take a formula, that is amount minus net amount. So now I am creating a field here. Which field I am creating? Formula field. It's a formula field where you are minus total amount minus net amount. Let's go to view fields. In the master, click new. Let's state formula. Total discount. Now go to discount. Which type? A number type. I don't want any decimals. Next. So now I require a formula that's in invoice table. What fields? Total amount, insert, minus net amount. So we don't need to remember the field names, and we don't remember the field names also. See, we don't require underscore like this. So we need select automatically. See, here it displaying as a field label. These are the field label. When I select, it comes with field names. Underscore like that it comes. These are all field names, and these are displays internally as field labels. Press next. Next. Then save. Now if you observe this here, go to invoice. Let's refresh. So the total discount. So you can place here wherever you want to place in the edit layout. That's a total discount. Drag and drop here. Save it. So now our invoice, I selected invoice, and what are its sale records? I'm displaying that. So what we did, we went to line items table and we created MD field. So here, once you create MD field, here you can edit the columns. What column we require? Customer invoice. Add it. Save. So you have the customer invoice number and the merchandise what they purchased it. So we created MD field. So that's customer invoice. It connects to customer invoice. The merchandise table. So when you select particular invoice, so select once invoice 100. So invoice 100 has 2 records. Once if I delete any record, once I delete the record, automatically the operation changes. All its, see, total item 1, discount 5,000, amount 50,000, like that it changes. I can add the item. If I know the customer, I can go to the customer, go to line item. From here also I can move. What product name? Okay, to discount 10. Okay, now invoice 100. Just see here, when I observe line item number, merchandise, line items, line item number. So in line item table, the standard field is line item number. In the customer invoice, the standard one is customer, that's invoice is an invoice number, and the merchandise table has the product names. We select particular product, what are its products all related, that all I can see it. When you select particular Micromax, that's Micromax related, what are the items are, we can display here. It going to merchandise table. So in merchandise table also, who purchased these products, that also we can observe here. So when you go for app Micromax, one item has been selected. But can I create roll-up summary fields here? That's a question. We maintain line items to merchandise, which is in a lookup type. So we went to line items. So today we created 2 relationships. One is lookup. So it's going to merchandise as a lookup. This is a lookup, and this is an MD. How we can identify which is a lookup, which is an MD means by seeing this standard one, mandatory field. As it is default, master table is mandatory. Now once you go for in merchandise table and click on merchandise, so when I select particular micro, the Apple phone, now can you able to create roll-up summary fields here? Observe here when I am going to merchandise table. So this is a parent and this is a child. This is a parent and child. But we cannot create roll-up summary fields in row. Cannot create. So view fields, new custom fields. We don't have option of roll-up summary here. Since merchandise and line item has relation which type? Lookup. It's a lookup type, so I cannot create roll-up summary field. Cannot create roll-up summary. For example, now I want to know how many products the Micromax people has purchased. How many Samsung has been purchased. Samsung has not purchased by anyone. So select new line item. That's customer invoice. Who wants that product? That's 100 customer. When I select Samsung, see one line items. Now I want to display some roll-up summary fields. I cannot create. Why? Merchandise is lookup. But if you want, you can change. I can change line item to merchandise, which is an. If you go to line items, so if you see observe the fields, view fields. Merchandise is lookup and customer invoice MD. So I can change the data types. I'll go for edit merchandise. Change field type is that, see? Change field type. When it's change the field type, I look up to MD. I cannot change to data type something. See, only listed data types when it came. Which was a lookup type, you can select to master. I cannot change or something text data. So we can change MD relation. I'm changing line items to merchandise. Then save. Once I convert, now if go to merchandise, now we can create roll-up summary fields. So the merchandise. See, when you select particular Samsung, I want to display some field here. Which field? Roll-up summary. Then how you can create? Go to view fields. Now we'll get an option of new custom field. Now we have the roll-up. Earlier it was not enabled. Earlier merchandise table roll-up summary was not enabled. Why? Means it was a lookup. Now I has changed to MD relation and roll-up is enabled. You can create total items. Which total items? The total items. Next. Then merchandise as relation with. Now merchandise relation with what? Line items. What I need to do? Count. Next. Next. Save. Now if you observe, go to merchandise table. Now when you select Samsung, so there is total items 1. Since one item has been purchased by particular customer, since it is in a MD relation. So points here to remember is, we went to line items and we created first in a lookup type. And when we created MD, while creating MD field, where I must be in the child. When you create MD field, I can create roll-up summary fields in the parent level. I can go to master. I can create what are its child records. I can use roll-up summary fields. That can be done here. Done. So any doubts here? Why parent table or lookup does not show MD or lookup relation? If you want to know who is the parent, which is the child, I can go to setup. How the object looks, whether it's a parent child like that. So you want to know, go to create. That's an objects. You can observe here. So line item is the object. Master object is invoice and merchandise. If it is a lookup, it won't show. When I go to setup, create objects, line item table is there. It has relation with MD. It's a master object and the child. So line item is the child and this remaining two are the masters. This is a detail. Is that? Now there's one more here. If you go for line items, when you click new, this link are going to merchandise. So here I am displaying only product names. I want to display remaining columns also. If you want to display remaining columns, this is one type of layout. This is called lookup layout. This is called lookup layout. That means in the merchandise table, there is a lookup layout. There you need to customize this one. So where go to merchandise table, go for view object. Now here the search layouts, there is a lookup dialog. Search layouts lookup dialog. Click edit. What fields you want, that you can select. Price, inventory, total items. Go to merchandise. Now it will display it. Similarly, when you go for line items, when you click new, when you click merchandise lookup icon, now we are displaying all the items. That same like invoice also. So when you click customer invoice lookup icon, click lookup icon. We are getting only one field, invoice number. I want to display remaining columns. This is which layout? Lookup layout. Which lookup layout? Invoice lookup. Go to invoice table and view object. View object. Go to view object. If come down, we have the layouts are there. Say fields, page layout. This new layout, and here we have lookups. Come dialog and select whichever you want. That's customer name. Total amount. Save. Now when you select, now go to line items and click new, invoice. Now getting, see this customer name, designation, total amount, total items, total item. From here again I can select whichever you want. Go to invoice. That's invoice. But here while selecting, I can select only the standard field only. I cannot select other columns. See, there is no option of selection for other columns. Only the standard field. The invoice, what is the standard? Invoice number. That only I can select it. Other columns I cannot select it. Yeah. I want to select other column means you have to maintain a separate table. If you want, take separate table. I want separate column to select. A price, I want to select. Price you have to maintain separately. Okay. In tomorrow class, we can discuss about how the price I need to update. Once I select some particular product name, that product name price has to come automatically. See, I am entering some 95,000. If I take, it accepts as it is. But you should not accept 95,000 directly. The price has to come from where? From merchandise table. The price has to come. That's called workflow. We'll see the workflow. In the tomorrow class, we'll see the workflow. How the price has to come. And if I give quantity 500, it accepts 500. Save means it accepts 95,000 and 500 also it accepts. It should not accept. So whatever price is there, that price has to come. And quantity, if I give some 10 quantity, that has to check with our merchandise table, check it whether sufficient stock is available or not. Or I need to subtract from that a merchandise table. Okay, that will do. That's a workflow tomorrow. Done. So any doubts here? Workflow. Yeah, that's a workflow means the price has to come automatically, quantity has to update automatically, validations. So tomorrow we'll go for workflow and on Friday we'll see validations like that, which is the lock sign. Yeah, lock sign means when they are mandatory, they are like formula fields. I cannot edit, no, so for that it's a locked. If you want, you can change the quantity. I can change the quantity 300. That's an edit mode. But these are formulas, thus you cannot modify it. But that's a locks. Then any doubts here? I'll stop the recording.